We live in a world where emotional pain often goes unnoticed. Every day, people wake up, go to work, take care of their responsibilities, and try their best to smile. All of this happens while they carry a weight they don't fully understand. Louise Hay often reminded us that ignoring emotional pain doesn't make it disappear. It simply hides in the background, silently shaping our thoughts, influencing our decisions, and even affecting how our bodies feel. From a young age, many of us were taught that showing vulnerability is a sign of weakness. When we felt sad, we were told to cheer up. When we got angry, we were told to calm down. And when fear took over, we heard that we were overreacting. Over time, these messages taught us to push our feelings away. But just because we bury our emotions doesn't mean they're gone. They settle deep within us, creating tension, sadness, and sometimes even physical pain. Louise Hay taught that emotional pain is like a signal from our inner self. It's our body and mind working together to get our attention. When we ignore this signal, the body starts to speak louder. Headaches, stomach aches, fatigue, and even more serious conditions can appear when emotional wounds remain unloud. Think for a moment about how often you felt something uncomfortable and tried to distract yourself. Maybe you scrolled through your phone without purpose. Maybe you started cleaning the house or threw yourself into work. These are common ways we avoid sitting with what's really happening inside us. Not because we're weak, but because most of us were never taught how to face emotional pain with love and care. Louise Hay's teachings invite us to see pain not as something to fear, but as something to understand. Every uncomfortable feeling carries a message. That sadness you feel might be asking for rest. That burst of anger could be pointing to a boundary that's been crossed. That anxiety might be showing you where you feel unsafe or unsupported. It takes courage to pause and ask, what is this feeling trying to tell me? But when we do, we take the first step toward true healing. Facing emotional pain doesn't mean drowning in it. It means looking at it with kindness, with curiosity, and with a willingness to listen. Louise often spoke about how healing begins with awareness. We cannot change what we refuse to see. When we start to recognize pain as a teacher, we stop seeing it as the enemy. Instead, we begin to understand that it's here to help us grow and release what no longer serves us. This isn't an easy path, but it's a powerful one. Choosing to acknowledge your feelings is an act of self-love. It's like saying to yourself, I matter. What I feel matters. My healing matters. If something in this message is touching something inside you, take a moment to reflect. What feelings have you been avoiding? And if you feel comfortable, share your thoughts in the comments. Your words might help someone else who's also searching for healing. And simply writing it out can be a healing step for you too. Emotional pain rarely comes from just one event. It builds over time, shaped by childhood experiences, repeated disappointments, and moments when our needs weren't met. Louise Hay often explained that every emotional wound leaves a mark not just on the mind, but on the body as well. These marks, when left unhealed, become patterns. They show up in the way we think, in the way we respond to situations, and even in how we see ourselves. Many people move through life unaware of these patterns. They notice that the same problems keep coming back. The same types of arguments happen with different people. The same fears resurface with every new challenge. There's a reason for this. The unhealed parts of us will keep asking for attention until we finally listen. Louise taught that every symptom, whether it's emotional or physical, carries a message. Maybe you feel anxious before social situations. That might be a sign of deeper fears about judgment or rejection. Or perhaps you find yourself feeling angry too often. That could be long-standing feelings of powerlessness trying to surface. Even things like low energy or frequent illness can be signs of emotional exhaustion. It's easy to believe that time alone will heal these wounds. But emotional pain doesn't simply fade because years go by. It stays stored inside, waiting for the moment we choose to release it. Louise Hay's approach was never about ignoring the past. It was about facing it with love and choosing with intention to move forward. One practice she often recommended was to observe recurring thoughts. Notice the inner dialogue that plays in your mind throughout the day. Are your thoughts kind and supportive? Or are they filled with criticism and doubt? The way we speak to ourselves has a direct impact on how we feel both emotionally and physically. Another helpful step is to notice your emotional triggers. When something small feels overwhelmingly painful, it's often because it's touching an old wound. Instead of judging your reaction, pause and ask, where is this really coming from? What part of me still feels unheard or unseen? Louise encouraged everyone to approach these discoveries with curiosity, not with blame. Healing is not about finding fault. It's about creating understanding. It's about recognizing that you did the best you could with the tools you had at the time. With new awareness, you have the chance to choose differently. Journaling can be a powerful way to explore these emotions. Write about times you felt hurt, scared, or ignored. Allow those feelings to come to the surface without judging them. As Louise often said, what we feel, we can heal. You are not broken. You're simply carrying emotional experiences that need acknowledgement and care. Choosing to face these feelings is a brave and loving act. It's the beginning of releasing years of stored pain and opening the door to true emotional freedom. For many people, avoiding emotional pain has become part of their daily routine. They do it without even realizing. Louise Hay often explained that this avoidance is not a flaw in character. It's a survival strategy. When pain feels too overwhelming, the mind steps in to protect us. It pushes feelings deep down, hoping they'll disappear. But over time, this only creates more suffering. Think about how often you distract yourself when uncomfortable emotions arise. Some people turn to food, others to social media, work, or constant busyness. Anything to avoid sitting with sadness, anger, or fear. But emotional pain doesn't fade just because we ignore it. It waits. It lingers beneath the surface, showing up in unexpected ways. Louise Hay taught that suppressed emotions often appear as physical symptoms. Unexplained fatigue, headaches, stomach issues, and even chronic illnesses can all be connected to emotional wounds left unattended. The body speaks when the heart stays silent. Avoiding pain also affects our relationships. When we carry unhealed emotions, we may overreact to small situations. A simple disagreement can feel like rejection. Constructive feedback might feel like personal failure. Over time, this creates distance between us and the people we care about. Louise encouraged us to bring awareness to these patterns. She believed that healing starts the moment we notice what we're doing. Awareness turns automatic reactions into conscious choices. The next time you catch yourself reaching for distractions, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what am I really feeling right now? It might feel uncomfortable at first. Sitting with sadness or fear isn't easy. But Louise reminded us that feelings are temporary. They rise, they peak, and they fade when given space to move through us. The real pain comes from resisting those feelings, from locking them inside. One helpful practice is setting aside a few minutes each day just to check in with yourself. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask, what am I feeling right now? Let whatever comes up exist without judgment. Whether it's sadness, anger, or confusion, let it be there. Acknowledge it like you would comfort a hurting friend, Louise often suggested, using affirmations to support this process. Simple phrases like, I am safe to feel my feelings, or I welcome healing with love can help create a sense of emotional safety as you explore difficult emotions. Another essential step is practicing kindness toward yourself. Healing is not about being perfect. It's about making progress. Every time you choose to pause and feel instead of avoiding, you're creating a new emotional pattern. You're teaching yourself that it's safe to be present with your own heart. You don't need to have all the answers right now. The most important thing is to stay open and willing to feel. That willingness is what allows healing to begin. When emotional pain stays unacknowledged, it doesn't just affect your mood. It creates tension in your body and shapes the energy you carry every day. Louise Hay often spoke about how unhealed emotions show up physically. She explained that the body listens to every word, every thought, and every feeling we hold inside. Over time, this emotional energy can settle in different parts of the body, creating discomfort, tension, or even illness. Consider how your body feels after a stressful day. Maybe your shoulders feel tight, your stomach feels unsettled, or you experience headaches. These are not random sensations. They are signals. Messages from within, asking you to pause and listen. Louise taught that ignoring these signs often leads to deeper imbalances. But when we pay attention and respond with love, the body begins to release stored tension. Chronic pain is one of the most common ways emotional wounds make themselves known. When emotions like anger, sadness, or fear remain trapped, they can manifest as ongoing physical discomfort. Louise encouraged people to explore the possible emotional roots behind there. It means recognizing that your body and mind are deeply connected. One powerful step toward healing is to practice body awareness. Take a moment right now to scan your body. Where do you feel tension or discomfort? Is there a heaviness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, or tightness in your throat? Place your hands gently over that area and breathe deeply. As you breathe, repeat a loving affirmation, such as, "I release all tension and allow my body to heal." Louise Hay often recommended using affirmations to send healing messages to specific parts of the body. If you feel tightness in your chest, you might say, "I open my heart to love and peace." For stomach discomfort, try, "I digest life with ease." These small moments of connection create a shift in how your body responds. Another important part of healing is giving yourself permission to rest. In a world that praises productivity, many people feel guilty for slowing down. But your body needs rest to heal. Taking a walk in nature, meditating for a few minutes, or simply allowing yourself to sit quietly can make a significant difference. Movement is also a helpful tool. Gentle stretching, yoga, or even dancing can help release trapped emotional energy. The goal is not intense exercise, but mindful movement that reconnects you with your body. If this message is resonating with you, take a moment to share your experience in the comments. Let others know they are not alone in this journey. Your words might give someone else the courage to begin their healing process too. And if you're finding these teachings helpful, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss future messages inspired by Louise Hay. In the next part of this journey, we'll explore how emotional pain often becomes part of our identity and how to gently release those labels that no longer serve us. Over time, emotional pain can begin to feel like part of who you are. After years of carrying sadness, anger, fear, or guilt, it becomes easy to believe that these feelings define you. Louise Hay often reminded us that we are not our pain. Our emotional wounds are experiences we've lived through, but they do not determine our true identity. Think about the words you use to describe yourself in your mind, right? Do you often think of yourself as anxious, broken, or unworthy? These inner labels may have been shaped by years of difficult experiences. When repeated over and over, they start to feel like facts. But Louise Hay taught that what we affirm about ourselves, whether positive or negative, becomes the reality we live. This is why paying attention to self-talk is so important. The thoughts we choose each day influence not just our mood, but our actions, our relationships, and even our health. Louise encouraged people to become conscious observers of their inner dialogue. Notice when you say things like, "I always fail," or "nothing good ever happens to me." These are not truths. They are learned beliefs. And the good news is that beliefs can change. One powerful exercise Louise suggested is to write down the negative labels you've given yourself. Then, next to each one, write a new affirmation that reflects the truth of who you really are. For example, if you often think, "I'm not strong enough," replace it with, I have the strength to overcome challenges. If you tend to say, I'm always sad, right? I am open to feeling joy. Changing these patterns takes time and consistency. At first, the new affirmations might feel uncomfortable or even untrue. That's normal. It's part of the process of reprogramming your mind. The more you repeat loving, empowering thoughts, the more your inner dialogue begins to shift. Louise also recommended mirror work as a way to deepen this practice. Stand in front of a mirror, look into your own eyes, and speak affirmations. With sincerity, I'll say I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Even if it feels awkward at first, this exercise helps build a stronger connection with yourself. Another important step is surrounding yourself with positive influences. Read books that inspire you, listen to uplifting messages, spend time with people who support your growth and healing. Your environment plays a big role in how you see yourself. You are not broken. You are growing. You are learning how to release old patterns that no longer serve you. Every small step you take toward kindness and compassion for yourself makes a difference. It's okay to let go of the old labels. You are allowed to write a new story, one that reflects your strength, your resilience, and your ability to heal. Creating new emotional patterns is a process that starts with small, intentional steps. Louise Hay often reminded us that change doesn't happen overnight. It's a daily practice built on awareness and self-compassion. Every time you choose a loving thought instead of a critical one, you're laying the foundation for lasting transformation. One of the most powerful tools Louise shared is the use of daily affirmations. These aren't just positive words. They are new instructions for your mind. When repeated with feeling and intention, affirmations help create new thought pathways. For example, saying I am worthy of love or I trust the process of life can begin to shift the way you see yourself and the world. But affirmations are most effective when paired with emotion. It's not just about repeating words mechanically. Take a few moments each day to breathe deeply and truly feel the meaning behind what you're saying. Even if doubts appear, your willingness to believe in new possibilities matters more than you realize. Louise Hay also emphasized the importance of observing emotional triggers. Throughout the day, notice what situations or people cause strong emotional reactions. When something feels overwhelming, pause and ask yourself, what belief is being activated right now? This simple question can help you break automatic response patterns. Another helpful practice is journaling. Writing down your thoughts and feelings helps you see recurring themes. Are there situations where you constantly feel unworthy or unloved? Are there moments when fear takes over? Identifying these patterns allows you to consciously choose new responses. Visualization is another technique Louise recommended. Spend a few minutes each day imagining yourself living with peace, joy, and emotional balance. Picture how it feels to wake up with hope, to handle challenges with calm, and to face the day with confidence. The mind responds powerfully to images, making visualization a valuable part of your healing journey. Self-care is also essential in creating new emotional patterns. This doesn't always mean taking a long vacation or doing something extravagant. It's about making small choices that support your well-being. Drinking enough water, taking short walks, or setting aside time to breathe deeply are all acts of self-love. Forgiveness plays a big role in emotional healing too. Louise Hay often said that holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Letting go doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior. It means choosing to release the emotional burden you've been carrying. Start by saying, I am willing to forgive. I've released this pain for my own peace. Finally, surround yourself with messages and people that uplift you. Whether it's listening to healing meditations, reading inspiring books, or spending time with friends who support your growth, your environment shapes your emotional world. Every choice you make to nurture yourself sends a powerful message to your subconscious mind. I deserve healing. I deserve peace. I deserve happiness. Understanding the emotional roots behind physical symptoms is one of the most empowering steps in your healing journey. Louise Hay spent years teaching that the body and mind are not separate. Every ache, every discomfort, and every chronic condition often carries an emotional message. Learning to listen to these messages can help you release stored pain and create space for true healing. Start by paying attention to the areas of your body where you frequently experience tension or discomfort. For example, if you often have headaches, consider whether you've been holding on to stress, overthinking, or criticizing yourself too much. Louise often linked headaches to mental pressure and self-judgment. Simply acknowledging this connection can begin to create a shift. Stomach issues are another common example. Louise observed that people who struggle with digestion often face difficulty processing life experiences. Feelings of fear, anxiety, or resistance to change can manifest as discomfort in the stomach area. Taking a few moments to breathe deeply and say, "I trust life and digest new experiences with ease," can help start the process of emotional release. Back pain, especially in the lower back, can reflect feelings of insecurity or financial fear. Louise taught that affirmations like, "I am supported by life," and "I trust the flow of abundance" can bring comfort and healing to that part of the body. If you often experience throat discomfort, it might be connected to unexpressed emotions. Are there things you've wanted to say but kept silent? Are you afraid to speak your truth? Placing your hand over your throat and repeating, "I express myself freely and with love," can help open that emotional channel. Louise never suggested that people ignore medical care. Instead, she believed that combining emotional awareness with proper treatment creates a stronger foundation for healing. Recognizing emotional patterns is not about blame, it's about empowerment. When you understand the connection between your feelings and your body, you regain control over your healing process. Keeping a body journal can help. At the end of each day, write down any physical discomfort you felt. Then reflect on your emotional state during those moments. Were you stressed, sad, angry, or fearful? Over time, patterns will begin to emerge. These insights can guide you in choosing the right affirmations and emotional practices. Another helpful step is practicing gratitude toward your body. Thank the parts of you that have supported you through difficult times. Even if you're experiencing pain, sending love and appreciation to your body can create a healing shift in energy. Louise Hay often reminded people that healing begins with a decision. The decision to stop ignoring what the body is trying to say. The decision to bring love, compassion, and awareness to every part of yourself. You have the power to change how you feel, both emotionally and physically. The first step is always awareness, followed by small, loving actions that support your healing journey. Healing is a journey that begins with awareness and continues with daily choices rooted in love and self-compassion. Louise Hay often said that the power to change our lives starts with a single decision. The decision to no longer carry the weight of past pain. The decision to stop letting old wounds define who we are today. The decision to open ourselves to healing even if we don't yet know how the process will unfold. Every step you've taken while listening to this message has already begun shifting something inside you. Recognizing your emotional patterns, paying attention to your body's signals, and choosing new, more loving thoughts are powerful acts of transformation. Change may not happen overnight, but every moment you choose awareness over avoidance, you are creating a new path for yourself. Louise Hay believed that the mind is incredibly powerful. She taught that our thoughts are like seeds. Whatever we plant and nurture grows. If we keep feeding fear, self-doubt, and resentment, those are the emotions that will continue to shape our lives. But when we choose to plant seeds of hope, forgiveness, and love, we begin to create a life that feels lighter, more joyful, and more peaceful. One practice Louise recommended is starting each day with a simple affirmation. As soon as you wake up, say to yourself, "Today, I choose healing. I choose peace. I choose to love and accept myself exactly as I am." Starting your day with this intention helps set the emotional tone for everything that follows. Another valuable step is celebrating small wins. Healing is not about being perfect. It's about progress. Did you pause today to notice your feelings instead of ignoring them? That's progress. Did you choose a loving thought over a critical one? That's growth. These small moments build momentum and reinforce your new emotional patterns. Also, remember that you don't have to do this alone. Surround yourself with resources that support your healing. Books, guided meditations, affirmations, and positive conversations all play a role. Connecting with others on the same journey can offer encouragement and remind you that healing is possible for everyone. You deserve to feel peace. You deserve to release what no longer serves you. You deserve to live with lightness in your heart and hope for the future. This journey is yours, and every loving step you take makes a difference. If this message has touched your heart, take a moment to leave a comment below. Share what part resonated most with you. Your story could inspire someone else who is starting their own healing journey. And if you'd like to continue receiving messages like this, consider subscribing to the channel and sharing this video with someone who might need it today. Your healing is already happening. Keep going. You are on the right path.